So why should you automate your code quality? We talked about static code analysis tools. That's what we're really going to be working through. And you want to be able to get as much automation as you can here. The first question is why not? Why wouldn't you want to put these things in place? We're developers. We're all about automating things. But it makes it easier for your team to follow the same process. So everybody can do the same things when they have these plugins that are installed in their development environment, when you have dashboards that everybody can see, where you have the ability to assign things out to people so that they know what they need to fix, that just really makes for a nice, easy process. People aren't confused about things. People don't forget about things, and sometimes that happens when you get busy. You're under the gun on a project, and people forget to go clean up all the little doodads that they left in the code here and there. You do a system.out.println line, and I've seen so many of those things that were just left in or that were left in and just commented out. And it kind of drives you crazy when you see that in there. So having this stuff automated really makes it easy for everybody to be consistent. And when you have a lot of developers or when you have a lot of code, you can't review everything manually. You can sit there and you can go through it, but you're not going to catch everything every time. Again, at some point, you're going to be under the gun for a project, and you're going to skip over some of those logging or commented out sections or some of the normal things that if you were to go line by line and review it, you might catch. But sometimes you're just looking for, okay, does the code do what I want it to do or what the business people want it to do? Yeah, it works. Okay, fine, we can move it on. But if you have these tools in place and if you've got it all automated, then you can catch those things a lot earlier on, and then you're not building up some stuff down the road that you're going to have to clean up. Having these things automated where your best practices and your styling and all of that kind of stuff is really taken care of already, that allows your peer reviews to focus on making sure that your architecture makes sense, that your design makes sense, that it meets the functional needs. You can go cross-reference it with your user stories to make sure that you're hitting everything the business users expect. And so then you really elevate the level of quality that you're able to deliver. And your code becomes consistent. When you automate these things and everybody follows the same tools, developers can jump in without having to sort of relearn how this particular code was written or how it works. And if you've got an older application that's been around for a long time and it's a lot of code and you've had a lot of people work on it over the years, you can probably go from one component to another, or sometimes even one class or method to another, and you can see differences in things. In large applications, I've had new developers come in and they say, okay, well, I need to go do something over here, so I'm going to look for an example elsewhere. And they find an example elsewhere, and okay, well, this must be how we implement it. But that example was inconsistent with the three other places where it was done. So having some consistency in your code really makes it easy to bring new people in, and it'll give you some peace of mind too, in terms of just especially if you're OCD like I am, you won't have to worry about things being done differently all over the place. And then automated code quality measurement. That's kind of a nice thing to have on your annual review, right? Or even on your resume when you're looking for a new role or interviewing for a lead or management position. If you could say, yeah, I implemented some automated code quality standards using various industry standard tools. If you know how to do that and you can say that you did it, and even better, if you can tie it to being able to reduce technical debt in the application by 35% in 3 months or something like that. That's kind of a really nice thing to be able to put on your resume or on your review. And finally, if you don't do it, then the people that made all these great tools and they put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, they wrote it for you to use it, they're going to be very sad. And you don't want to make them sad, right? You want to make them very, very happy. And beyond that, it's free. Or close to free. The cost of doing this stuff is really the time that you're going to put into it. As we'll see later on, SonarQube Cloud, if you want the cloud instance of it, there's a cost on an annual, monthly basis, depending on the number of users that you're you having log into it, and if your code is open source or if it's private. So that part might not be free, but you could also download it and install it with a little more effort, a little more elbow grease there. But these other tools are free. They're open source. You download them, you install them, and there's really just no reason why you wouldn't want to do that.